Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Adassah at Large show. Yes, we are back. And on this show, we have the one and only Randy Orr. Randy Orr will be joining us, letting us know about his new adventures, his tours, his life, his loves, and we get to know the real man behind that wonderful voice and all this beautiful music. So we're here every Sunday, as you know, from 11 till 12:30. So make it a date and definitely don't be late. We've got a great show lined up. I am so excited to meet the Randy Hall. Ah, wow, what a beautiful voice he has. A beautiful, beautiful artist and talented artist he is. So while we wait for him, let me just tell you a little bit about Magnet Radio as always. So Magnet Radio also is a radio station, and this is the TV platform. So you can join myself and all the crew on Magnet Radio. So we have Lloyd Jesus, who's with us every Saturday and Sunday from 4 until 6 p.m. And we have Ruth Ferguson bringing us the spicy salsa show every Tuesday from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. So you'll be able to listen to some music and dance your way into fitness and into a better you, better shape, a more healthier version of yourself. Isn't that amazing? Or getting fit and trim for the summer. It's lovely outside, nice and bright. So while we wait for him, what have you been doing this morning? What did you have for breakfast this morning? We're going to be here any minute from now. We will be having Randy Hall. And while we're waiting for Randy Hall, let's listen to one of his videos. Here we are. It's called A New Way of Love. We'll show it right now. Enjoy.
Yeah. You got a new way of loving, a new way of touching, a new way, I've got to say, a new way of love. Oh yeah. You got a new way of loving, a new way of touching, a new way, a new way, a new way of love. You got a new way of loving, a new way of touching, a new way, I've got to say, a new way of love. You got a new way of loving, a new way of touching, a new way, a new way, a new way of love. You got a new way of loving, a new way of touching, a new way, I've got to say, a new
Oh, wow. What a wonderful tune that is. And when Randy Hoare joins us, then he will be able to talk all about a new way of loving. So a big hello going out to all of Magnet Radio crew. And the show is syndicated on BCR Radio too, so you can get through to Magnet Radio and all you BCR fans. Hey, we have now our lovely, talented Randy Hall.
Hey, how you doing, Adassah?
Oh, I am fine. I'm even more wonderful now that
Great.
I've just got something in my eye now. That's what's happened when it's live TV, isn't it?
Okay,
Now
that's
my
all
eyes
right.
watering.
That's great. You look
What's with this?
beautiful.
Pardon?
I said you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Tears of joy. That's what it is. Tears of joy. Just because I'm meeting you.
Oh, great, great.
How was your day?
Well, I'm just actually getting up. I've been on a 14-day straight run of performing. And
Oh,
so, and that includes traveling and everything like that. So I'm kind of extremely exhausted after singing and performing for 14 nights straight.
well, you're wearing very well for it. Very well. And you're drinking your coffee as well.
Well, we'll call it coffee, okay? It's my wake me up. So yeah, it's my wake.
Oh,
Yes.
excuse my eyes are just start watering. Oh dear. Oh, oh. So we just played a new way of love. It's a beautiful tune.
Thank you.
Tell us all about it.
Well, you know, now this is the funny thing. Now during the pandemic, everybody was talking about the fact that because of what was going on in the world, we need to have a new way of thinking, a new way of living, a new way. And I was thinking, what we really need is a new way of love. You know, we need a new way where people can come together, a new way where people can come together and solve problems, a new way that we can all reach out and touch one another. Because we remember with the pandemic, we also had the riots. So right before then. And so I just felt like the way I was feeling is that we need a new way of love in this world. So that's what that was all about.
That is so wonderful. Is that is? Did you wrote that yourself?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes. Well, actually, I wrote it with my a guy who I call my musical partner, a guy named Zane Giles, and so that's the way I was feeling.
Everyone, Adassah's eye is watering like the River Nile. And that's
Oh.
the effect that Randy Hall has on Adassah.
Uh-oh.
I was just saying that as soon as you came on, my eyes started watering.
Now, are you crying for me?
It's tears full of joy. I'm so
I mean,
excited,
are you
Randy.
feeling sorry for me? Like, God, this guy I feel sorry for. I just can't stop crying.
I can't believe it. Oh, excuse it is so it is so much. Oh my god, all my makeup is all smudged now. It's like, oh well, hey ho.
That's okay. You look great. You look great, Adassah. You look great.
Ah, there. So you're touring now.
Yeah, well,
Splendid. Where are you
I'm
going?
touring. I just did a concert. Came up before Jeffrey Osborne,
Mhm.
and that went really well. And I've got dates coming up. I'm leaving again in 3 days to go to Detroit. So my schedule is just crazy. This is the first day I've had off in 14 days. So I'm just trying to rest, and I don't want to just overdo it,
Yeah,
because it's very taxing on the voice and it's very taxing on the body. So,
yeah. And what do you do to relax when you do have a time off once
well,
in a while, like today?
you know what? I like to sit in my backyard and cut on I have a waterfall in my backyard and a fountain. I like to listen to the waterfall and the fountain. And I actually like to barbecue, do man things like that. You know how they say guys like to barbecue on Sunday with a beer in their hand. So I like to do that and just kind of not. I need this, the time to kind of power back up,
Yeah,
and then I sleep. I have to just rest, So
yeah. I can imagine you do that because I see you. I see you on social media. Doing your shows and interacting and
yeah,
partying. And you're a very busy man. You are a very busy
yes.
man. And you've worked with many, many artists.
Hmm.
Which artists have you worked with that really stand out that you really like was so amazing? The experience was so amazing.
Well, let me see. Well, of course, the first was Miles Davis. Um, Working with Miles was like going to, even though I went to a musical college, I went to the Berklee College of Music in Boston. But working with Miles was better than that because I was right there and I got a chance to see a master at work. And I learned so much about theory, uh, rhythm, um, context. Um, I just learned so much from working with Miles Davis, and you think about all the great musicians that Miles, brought on the scene, like, John Coltrane and all the great musicians that worked with him and wanted to work with him. And so I got a chance to be right there to watch him write and write with him and work with him. So he was probably my greatest mentor when it came to music. Now, on the popular side, a great mentor for me was working with Ray Parker Jr.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
on the R&B side. With Miles, I learned how it was like being in the classical where you just learn everything. But with Ray Parker Jr. was specialized because he was already an R&B icon. He had all these hit records, and he was doing the same kind of music that I wanted to do at the time, which was more R&B and got more focused on just commercial music. And I was like his little brother, and he just taught me so much about how to put hit songs together. How to put parts in songs to make them catchy. And then he taught me a lot just about the music industry, what to look out for. So he was a great mentor for me also.
That's wonderful.
Hmm.
Wow. Oh,
Now, on another side,
mm-hmm.
I got a chance to work at Death Row Records. And then I got a chance to work in the studio with Snoop Dogg and Tupac. So that was a whole nother side to see how, you know, with rap. And during that time, it was really hot in the 90s. It was like the hottest it could be, I think. And these guys were masters also. So
Mm-hmm.
I was really fortunate in my life that I got a chance to work with, such great masters as those people.
Oh wow, Snoop Dogg. Oh wow. So
Mhm.
you have been around some many great artists. I've seen your portfolio and everything, and it's a very, very impressive. And you've done some soundtracks with some great films as well.
Yeah, well, Soul Man was really that was really fun because the movie the movie stars in that movie was Samuel Jackson
Hmm.
and Bernie Mac, and also
Oh wow.
John Legend was in there and
Oh.
Isaac Hayes. So we had to do the soundtrack and we had to do the score. And so we were in the studio, and I was in the studio with great musicians like Patrice Rushen working on it, and uh, the late Raymond Jones and Freddie Washington, who was probably one of the greatest and one of the most premier bassists, uh, period, in recorded music. And to be in the studio with Samuel Jackson and Bernie Mac was just hilarious because Samuel Jackson is just like he is in the movies. You know, he's always talking about this stuff just constantly. And then you have Bernie Mac cracking jokes.
Oh, he's
So between the two of them, it was just really crazy. It was wonderful. And then John Legend came in and he recorded his parts, and Isaac Hayes was there, and it was just phenomenal. That was another phenomenal experience for me to be a part of that.
that is amazing. All those names, those are like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, those guys.
imagine being in the same room as all
Yeah.
of them.
You
Oh,
know, the sad part of that, I think we recorded that in, I think it was November of that year, and I think by it was either April or May. I'm not sure, but it wasn't too long after that the Bernie Mac passed.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
and I didn't realize, but he was sick then, and I remember he didn't want to shake people's hands too much because he had a lung disease, and even him catching a cold would have been really disastrous for him.
Oh,
So, we didn't really shake hands, nothing. I would give him a little dab hug or whatever like that. But
yeah.
yeah, when I look back on it now, I understand why he was like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's so important to understand why people do the things that they do, so,
yeah,
and
yeah,
sometimes we might think it's a bit strange, but a lot of the times there's a real genuine reason behind it, so we
yeah,
shouldn't judge,
right,
yeah, and I'm glad
yeah.
you didn't.
Well,
Yeah,
it didn't take away from his warmth
yeah.
of being a human being because he was
Right.
still very warm and funny, and
Oh
we
god.
laughed, and he just kept us. Even and Samuel Jackson talking stuff, he was just funny, and we would on our breaks we'd all go and eat. We would eat lunch up in the room up in the. They have like a green room there at the studio, and we eat lunch and we would tell stories, and that was another great experience. That was another great experience.
Wow. Okay, we're gonna play another one of your tunes, A
Okay,
Beautiful Dream, and then we're gonna come back and talk all about it, and we'll get to know
okay,
some
sure.
more, everybody, of the wonderful Randy Hall.
Thank you.
Hey, ladies, can I talk to you? My love, he broke your heart and left you alone. But you faced the trials of love so strong. You picked yourself up, you moved on. Girl, gone. Even though your pockets are a little hurt, you put your coins together, you make it work. So much pressure, you feel like you could scream. No matter how bad it seems, you a beautiful dream. You're keeping your life so tight. life had you down, you held your ground. No compromise, your lines weren't blurred. You kept believing the word. So blessed, you were crowned a queen from your birth. It's impossible to measure your worth. I treasure you from the sun to the earth. Girl, you know what I mean. You're a beautiful dream. You keep your life so tight. No matter how hot the fight. Let's celebrate your life tonight. Girl, you're everything. You're a beautiful dream. You keep your life so tight. No matter how hot the fight. Let's celebrate your life tonight. Doesn't matter what you're facing. Yeah, 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 yeah. You will win your soul. Yeah, 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 yeah.
All the ladies in the house sing. Beautiful dream. Come on, yeah.
Most of all, never ever lose that love. Never ever. Of yourself and the heavens above. Blessed you every day with love. Girl, you know it. You're a beautiful dream. You keep your life so tight. No matter how hot the fight. Let's celebrate your life tonight. You beautiful dream. You keep your life so tight. I respect your hustle. No matter how hot the fight. You have paid the cost. Let's celebrate your life tonight. Now it's time to be the boss. You beautiful dream. You keep your life so tight. Live your best life, girl. No matter how hot
Wow. I love that. That is amazing. That's a very inspirational, very. What sparked you with that song?
Thank you. Um, well, you know, what that song was saying, as far as me being the writer, was that, you know, in my lifetime, I remember seeing there were women who had a lot of access, money, and they were able to do incredible things for their families because they had money and they had that. And then there were women who didn't have a lot, but you know what they did though, they were able to have food and still supply love and still have, no matter what. It's just like my mother, you know, she could rub two nickels together and make a meal, you know, and it doesn't matter what you have, is the love that you have is what you give, and that makes you beautiful. You know, you still are a beautiful dream, no matter what you have, no matter how much money you got, or how you look, or how you shaped, or you know, you're still a beautiful dream. There's still beauty in you. And so that's what that song was just expressing, that uh, let's not look at the obvious, but let's look within and just find something deeper within that person. You know, I was specifically talking about women because in my song, I always talk about women. And I tend to glorify women because I was very fortunate in my life to have a wonderful mother and have a wonderful wife and have wonderful sisters and wonderful friends who were women who supported me. And so I saw the beauty within all of them. And the love that they gave me made me feel a certain way about them. So I tend to be a little more protective about what. Just like a lot of times I look online and I see certain um, people who post content that's negative about women, or specifically, I see a lot of stuff about black women that to me is just outright negative, and I don't like that. You know, I think that we should find the beauty in these in all women, no matter what shape, no matter um, their background, or how much money they have, or financially what they have. So I think that no matter what, you're still a beautiful dream. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, that is beautiful. That makes you a very beautiful man. That to have a heart like that, Mr. Andy. Can you move back a little bit? Because you're a very handsome man, and we want to all see your face.
Oh, let's see my muscle, huh?
We want to all see that glory.
Okay, is that better?
That's much better. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
okay.
The ladies are going to be telling me off. They're going to be like, talking about beautiful. You got this lovely,
I,
handsome
hey,
man, lovely,
I don't know
handsome
how
man
beautiful I'm looking
on
right now.
interviewing, and we can't see him. His face is cut. I'll be on the slaughterhouse.
I don't know. I don't know how beautiful they're gonna see I am when I take off these glasses. I mean, my eyes probably very tired because they are.
Oh, no, don't worry about that. But it's so true what you're saying. There's a lot of focus on what is beauty.
Right.
How do you measure it? It's all about the heart. It's all about the person's character.
Yes, it is.
And if we focused more on the person's character, I tell you, it does it, and actually it changes people. They look even more beautiful. They take even more better care of themselves because we're human beings.
Right.
We're human beings, and when we when we share love and when we feel love, then it exuberates. It comes out more, and we look even more radiant and beautiful.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Definitely. Um,
Yeah.
Sometimes I guess it takes time for a person to have more growth as they grow older, to see the beauty in things.
Mhm.
When I go on my walks, so I go walking, and I look outside. It's so beautiful, and I like to go early in the morning before all the cars start going up and down the street, right? And I just find this beauty in the simplest things.
Mhm.
Just smelling the air, morning air, and looking at the trees and flowers, and we just have so much to be thankful for.
Mhm.
You know, as just the beauty, and then the same thing. When you just look at a person. If you could just try to see something beautiful in them instead of trying to criticize them. Because if you're criticizing them, then that's something that's within you. It has nothing to do with them.
That is 110% right. Yeah, that's more about you than the actual person.
That's about the person, yeah.
Yeah, it's so important that we focus on all the positives that
Right.
person had, rather than zooming in. There tends to be a tendency that somebody could be 90% like really lovely, and then
Right.
the other person zooms in on that 10%.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Exactly.
Why lose out on something great because you're zooming in on that 10%?
Right. Yeah. You could tell, just like when you meet a person, you can feel their energy. When they meet you, like, is this an energy that's receptive, or is this an energy that's rejective? You know.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, you know, I try to be more open, and be one that's more receptive to, and show a positive type of energy, because I'm trying to see what's beautiful about you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
about beautiful. I'd like to thank you. You did some jingles for me about 2 years ago.
I did.
You sent it
Oh,
to my fellow DJ friend, DJ Blue.
oh, that's my man. That's my man.
That's my
Mike.
friend.
Yeah, that's my man. Yeah, yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's great.
I remember the time we were both on the same station, and
Hmm.
he said, "Adassah, I'm interviewing." I goes, "Oh wow!" And he says, "Would you like me to see if I could get some jingles for you?" I said, "Oh, that would be beautiful,
Yeah.
wonderful." Ah, and then he got it for me. So thank you,
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you so much. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, that's lovely." She haven't forgotten. And I had you on it. I said, one day I'm going to interview Randy Hall
Yeah.
for myself.
Well, here we are. Here
And
we
here we
are.
are 2 years later.
Yes, here we are. See, you just never know.
So, DJ Blue, I finally caught up with Randy Hall.
Oh yeah. Hey, send out love to you, DJ Blue. Love you, brother. Love you.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. So, Randy, you grew up in, is it Chicago?
Yeah, Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, wow. What was your upbringing like?
Well, you know what? I always feel like, like I imagine that I always felt like I was like a Kennedy. And what I mean by that, well, I don't know. And maybe the Kennedys, just because you got money doesn't mean that you had a great upbringing. But I grew up in a great middle class neighborhood. My dad worked hard. And we had a beautiful home. And I lived on the street. This was during the time when they had like the great migration, where black people had moved to Chicago and they moved in their neighborhoods. And back then, they were able to get great jobs. Black men were able to get great jobs. It was in the steel mills, and it was in trains. It was in if you were an electrician or you had a trade. And so, and a family could survive on a one man salary. And so I grew up in a house where my mother was a teacher, and she had taught school, and my dad, he worked for a company called Pullman Standard, and they built train cars. So we
Mhm.
lived a very nice middle class type of life, and it was if you look at the houses, all the men in the houses took care of their families, and I mean the grass was cut, everybody's grass, the lawns were cut, and flowers and everything. So
Oh,
even though we didn't have Kennedy money, we felt like Kennedys because we just lived in that type of lifestyle. It was just so great. And I think that's what a lot of kids are missing now is that they don't have that, just like next door, we couldn't cuss walking up and down the street. You couldn't, because if you did, the lady next door, she could spank you behind and go and tell your dad, and so it was respect. It was just,
yeah.
we just had
Mhm.
respect for the neighborhood. We had respect for each other. We had to have respect for our adults, to the adults. So when I look back on it, it was just really phenomenal. And these kids are really missing that now.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
truly are missing that because it's got to really be a pecking order. It really has to be where the you have to have respect for the adults, and it goes back to that whole thing where they say that a child needs a neighborhood to raise them, because I could talk to a father down the street and he would give me knowledge, and he would tell me something I needed to know, or Miss Jenkins down the street would tell me something, or and it was just love. I mean, we had like a block club. So when I look back at it, I just felt like that I was rich,
Yeah.
So I was very, I thank God that I was able to have that type of upbringing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so I know exactly what you mean. It's so important. where I grew, we didn't have loads of money, but we were, in a way, we were well off because
Hmm.
we had a big house. We all had a bedroom of our own. We had an 8 bedroom house. And I
Wow.
thought it was just normal. I thought it was normal.
Yeah, that's huge. Huge.
It wasn't
Yeah.
normal. It wasn't normal. We all had our own bedroom.
Yeah.
And we didn't have all these luxury things, but we always had what we needed. We had
Yeah.
clothes, we had food,
Right.
we were fine. We didn't worry about certain things at all. We went to school in peace, to study in peace.
Exactly. That's
And
another
we,
thing.
we, we
Yeah.
didn't worry about, we didn't have to worry about anything because it was there. All our needs were met.
Right.
We might have not went on loads of holidays and things like that. So, when you kind of compare like that, we thought, oh, we're not rich, we're not, you know.
Right.
But we were because we had a family structure,
Yeah.
we had a community.
That's right. Yeah. Well, you were
Yes,
rich. Well, you were rich.
yeah, we
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were. When you're a child, you don't think that. You think, oh, I haven't got the latest gear, outfit,
Right.
trainers, and that's all rubbish.
Yeah. Well, back then, I don't think we really cared about gear so much. I remember um, I wore PF Flyers gym shoes. And when Converse came out, that was like what Nike or whatever it is today. Like you got some Converse gym shoes. It was like wow, but nobody really cared about that stuff. The labels and all that. It was just about who you were as a person.
Mhm, mhm,
You know,
mhm.
so kids didn't bully you because you didn't have the latest gym shoes. And then so by kids not being bullied like that, then you didn't have kids who wanted to come in because they were pissed off and shoot up everybody.
Oh gosh.
We didn't worry about like like who would think that you know schools would be as dangerous than being in in an alley or something. I mean, it's just ridiculous now when I look at it. It's just ridiculous. It's just like where's the world going with this?
I know you wouldn't think that, isn't it? All you were thinking about just school, having fun, looking
That's
nice.
it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they would have like school fights. Sometimes it wouldn't be school, but
Yeah,
like at the end of the year, it was always like one big fight.
yeah.
And I remember like all it would be like 1,000 kids out there to see two kids fight it out, and that would be our yearly school fight at the end of the year. It's like okay, at the end of the year, I got this waiting for you, and it was but that was it. That was it. And then they would shake hands afterwards. Next thing you know, by the time the next school year started, they were friends. So I don't know, but it was more when I look back, it was more innocent times.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a little more innocence involved. You
It
know,
was. It was. It
we
was.
kids are losing their innocence too soon. That's not good for the human brain. I don't think. You know.
Yeah. All the exposure, really. I mean, social media can be used for good, but when it's with children, you have to monitor it, and it because too much for them, an inappropriate one for
Yeah.
them, is has the reverse effect. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some of the video games
Mm,
are just so violent.
mm.
I mean, I remember the first time I saw some of these video games as an adult, and I was like, "Whoa, wow, this is crazy!" Someone's blowing somebody's head. These kids in games were blowing people's heads off. I'm like, this is too much. And just like, and that goes with the music.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, when I was in school, I was listening to like the Spanish. Could it be I'm falling in love with
Yeah. Yeah.
you? Yeah, we had a little, I mean, Stevie Wonder had "You Are the Sunshine of My Life." We just had all these great songs and things that was just made you feel good. And now, I mean, like, who ever heard of songs like when you talked about killing someone, or just like you got rappers who are talking about killing each other? I mean, could you imagine Marvin Gaye doing a song talking about how he's gonna kill Teddy Pendergrass? It's just this is just crazy. but that's where we're at now. That's where we're at.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And music is very powerful and influential. Talking about music and the power of music, we're going to go on to your next track. Bring it on home, because home is where the heart is. And
Yes.
yeah, we were just talking just now. It just your home is your foundation and how you grew, and
Yes.
that's what shapes you. And
Yes, it does.
it's really important. So we're going to play this, and then we can get to
Okay, great, great.
yeah, lovely.
Keep on loving me, baby, while I'm kissing and holding you, baby. Keep on loving me, baby. Hugging and squeezing you, wanting you, baby.
Ooh, yeah. I know that this go-go world can make you feel alone, but I've got a warm place that you can call home. Let me take the weight off your shoulder. It's been there much too long. Now you got a man that will help keep you strong. Just tell me if you got a need. I'm a man of satisfaction. I've got the remedy. Oh, baby, bring it on home to me, baby. Darling, lay it on me, girl. Whatever it is, bring it on home to me, baby. And surrender, yeah. All your love to me, oh. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know you're so beautiful, you deserve to be seen. But I've got some plans for you here tonight, babe. Your Friday night happy hour will be spent loving me. 'Cause I've got a house full of lots of sweet goodies, yeah. I'll make sure I'll fulfill your needs. I'm your man of satisfaction. I am your remedy. Oh, baby, bring it on home. Bring it, baby. Darling,
was just rocking away just then. Lovely.
Yeah,
Wow. Gosh.
yeah.
Bring it on
That's a
home.
little more sensual, that song. Just me thinking, what a romantic night would be like.
And you had a little break from music, didn't you?
No, I never really took a break from music. I took a break from recording because
Um,
I uh, I had moved to Las Vegas with my family, and I just wanted to start working. And after the whole thing with Death Row Records, when I worked there, and I went through kind of a lot of changes at MCA, I just kind of wanted to get out of the recording business and just get into just making music. And I had great gigs here in Las Vegas. When I moved here, I was able to work, and so many musicians, um, you find so many that I knew that were doing really well after their record careers had started not going so well. They really suffered. They
mm,
lost their homes, but I want to make sure that I could always, make money and
yeah.
take care of my lifestyle, take care of my family's lifestyle. So
Mhm,
Las Vegas was really great for me because I was
mhm.
able to work all the time and keep
Oh,
my lifestyle going. And I had children that were going to college. I wanted to make sure I could help pay for college educations.
mm,
And so the wonderful thing is that I was able to, you know, do the things that a father should be doing, you know. And so that was a great thing about moving to Las Vegas. And also, the
mhm.
prices of the houses in LA were very expensive.
Okay.
And in Las Vegas, you can get a house uh, that wasn't as pricey as in LA. But now, I mean, now everybody's coming to Las Vegas, so the home values have shot way up, just like they have. So it was really a good move for me and for my family,
And family is so important,
big
and
time.
staying together, for all your sakes,
Yeah,
it's fundamental. I really do encourage people out there to try
yeah,
utmost
yeah,
best.
yeah. I mean, if you're blessed enough to have that in your life,
Mm,
it means so much. It means so much for the kids. If you have children,
mm-hmm,
uh, yeah, family is everything. It's try to. Uh, I re, you know, I remember back in the day when my parents uh, were around. Families really, even though sometimes they didn't get along, they fought to stay together because they knew how important it was. But now we're so easy to throw everything away uh, to try to keep moving on, and then you find out that it's just a cycle. Like they say, the grass is always greener on the other side. You know, instead of if you have something broken and then you just try to fix it. And
it's
I think that's what my parents did. Not so much in their relationship, but the back then in those days, people they would fix their families instead of running
mhm,
from them.
yeah, so important, everyone.
Yeah,
So important. Those lessons. You do have your ups and downs. And but to keep the family together, it's profitable and it's better for everybody, in every sense of the way, emotionally, psychologically, financially,
yeah,
stability for the
exactly.
children.
Yeah,
It's better to keep it all together, and because it teaches valuable lessons, because I grew with
yes,
both my parents, and it taught you great sense of loyalty, commitment, and duty.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. It is. Yes, it did. Yeah, it makes you a more. I think all those experiences. It does make you more well-rounded.
Mm-hmm.
It does give you knowledge, and it gives you more commitment with not just your family, but everything in your life,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yes.
So that's what we need to come back to. We got to come back to that. I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we do it. I mean, social media just teaches everybody to be a self-contained unit. You know, we don't reach out to people no more. We don't call people no more. We don't speak to them. We text. You know, it's we're losing that human touch. So we got to regain that human touch again, because that means so much.
It really does. You know, people get isolated and then it becomes a perpetuating cycle of isolation, then
Hmm.
thinking nobody cares and not saying anything, not reaching out for that help and nobody's tapping into. So it goes both way. The person
Right,
suffering doesn't go out to get the help, and then the other people around them are not keeping in contact with them and make
right.
ensuring that they're okay. So it's two-way responsibility, both ways equally. And
Yeah,
you know, people out there, it's important you check in with
yeah,
one
yeah.
another. Check
It is.
in, not just text. Go and pay a visit. Go out. Go for a walk in
Right.
the park. It doesn't need to cost anything.
Exactly. Yeah, just grab a cup of coffee, you know.
Mm,
Yeah. You know,
yeah.
that's a really important point about checking in, you know. Checking in is really a big thing, especially when you're dealing with people who are older, or people who may have some type of health issues or something like that. You have to check in, you know. But now you check in by, you know, you like if you get a text like, "How you doing? How are you doing? How you feeling today?" You know. So it's just things in this world that uh, I guess if it, to me, music has a lot to do with it, because um, in music is something like we hear over and over in our heads, and the messages actually, you really they sink within, and you start thinking in those terms of what the music is saying. And so if the music is about violence, then that's sinking in, especially when you're dealing with children. And it's got to be more about love. It's got to be more about, like you say, checking in. We got to check in with each other. We got to, and with our music, we got to do the same thing. We have to start checking in with the music. You know, I know
Mhm,
everything can't be
mhm.
about love, but it should be. But it should be a message that can help us in some kind of way. You know, uh,
Totally agree.
yeah.
Totally 100% agree. Oh, Randy.
Mhm.
Wow. It has been you are very thoughtful, very considerate man. It's been wonderful.
Oh, thank you, Adassah.
Mm,
This has been a wonderful experience talking to you, and I appreciate that you reached out to me so that I could be on your platform. I appreciate
mm. Thank you. The thank you is to you too.
it.
Wonderful. Do you know what? Time really flies. We've been talking for about an hour now, and it doesn't even feel like an hour. It's like about 10 minutes. I know I can chat a lot, isn't it? Oh, dear. They call me Chatterbox, you know. You're
Well, you know,
Chatterbox.
and that too, I appreciate you being considerate of my time too, because I don't have a lot of time when I'm, you know, working like this. So there's a lot of things I do have to tend to,
Yeah.
you know, and so I do appreciate, like I said, the time that I've had to this afternoon spending with you and spending with your audience. And thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
No, I thank you so much. And I wish you, well, even more success, more blessings. Just
Thank
keep
you.
that
Thank you.
beautiful heart, that beautiful.
Thank you.
You know what? You know what I've been looking at throughout all of this show?
What's that?
Your flawless skin.
Can I tell you my secret?
What's your secret?
and I mean, uh, I think of myself as being a humble man, but I do get that a lot. And when I was a kid, my mother, and me, I mean, my sisters and myself, she couldn't afford like the expensive lotions and stuff. So we just used baby oil. And for some reason, baby oil always just worked for my skin, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. And so people always ask me, what do you use? Hey, it's just old fashioned Johnson and Johnson's baby, you know. So it really moisturizes like when you're a baby and they put it on, it keeps you looking like a baby, I guess. I don't know. But
Wow. It is so flawless. You know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Continue
no,
using
yeah.
it.
Right.
Because I
Exactly.
tell you, that's what stood out for me the most. I was like, this man's skin is like flawless. I'm like,
Oh, oh. Thank you so much, Adassah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
oh, thank you so much for being on the show. We have loved every minute of it. You are a beautiful soul
Thank
inside
you.
and
So are you.
outside.
So are you. Thank you.
Thank you. On our parting of the show, I am going to turn it right up tonight
All right.
and
Let's do it.
play
Let's do it. That's a new single
your
with,
latest
with the
tune as
Terri
well.
Green Project.
That's right.
Miss Terri
That's
Green.
right.
She's just phenomenal. And she invited me to be a part of that song, to write the song with her, and also with her wonderful with Toddy, who's also part of Terri Green Project, and he's a great, phenomenal instrumentalist and musician. So that's the new single out right now. I hope everybody
Beautiful.
enjoys it. It's doing great on the charts. The
Yeah.
streaming is phenomenal. It's been a really phenomenal record. So I'm just so happy to be a part of that.
I love it. I've been playing it on my radio station because I play it every Friday as well from
Oh, great.
10 p.m. till midnight UK time on the Soul City show. And
Fantastic.
yeah, it's just I love it. I just like I'm quite naughty sometimes. Like when I get a song that I like, I kind of like, slot it in on a regular basis. They're like, you played that last week. I'm like, so what?
Hey, let's get turned up tonight. Let's enjoy life. Let's get turned
I'm
up.
like, so what? I like it. I like it. Who cares?
Great. Thank you so
Where
much.
can we find you, Randy? Where can we find you?
You can find me. The great thing is that if you just put Randy Hall Music. That's Facebook. That's Twitter. That's Instagram. So just go to Randy Hall Music and all of them, you'll find me.
Fine. Okay. We're going to put you on our website as well and
Thank you.
signpost
Thank
all the people that from our website onto your platform. It's just a signposting so you know that they can
you.
support you
Right.
and stream your music, buy it, and just
Great.
support you as much as possible because
Great.
that's what
Thank
I'm here for. I'm just
you.
here
Yeah.
to, good old Adassah, just here to support, love, like all of you guys. You do wonderful work.
Thank you so much.
I wish I was a singer. I wish I could sing, and it's just a gift from God. It's a beautiful gift from God to be able to sing.
Hey, well, you know what? You need us for what we do, and we need you for what you do. So now, what you're doing is
Oh,
enough. That's great.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, we need each other. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We compliment each other, isn't it? Yeah, that's
we
what I'm gonna
need each
say.
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely a relationship. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, you hear that, everyone? I got a relationship with Randy Hall. That didn't sound too great. Don't tell your wife. Sorry, Mrs. Hall.
Childish man.
Oh
Uh,
gosh. Thank you. You've been such a pleasure. Pleasure. It's been
Thank you.
beautiful having you. Thank you so much. And we're gonna part with Randy Hall. And if you want to see Randy Hall, go on all his social media platforms, all of them. Plus, also go to magnetradio.com
Yes.
website and we'll signpost you right through to Randy Hall. Yeah,
Yes.
lovely having you. Beautiful. Thank you.
Hey Randy,
Hey, Terry.
we've been waiting so long to do this.
Yes, we have, baby.
Let's get it on, brother.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah. Oh. Now that the weekend's here, it's time to leave that 9 to 5 behind. Ooh, it's time to lift them glasses up. And just like Marvin Gaye, it's time to get it on. And you know that. Ooh, I see my friends up in here tonight. And we just came to do things right. Yeah, and leave your cares behind as our bodies synchronize. Let's enjoy this night and take it to the dance floor. Dancing all night. Music is right. Oh, let's get turned up tonight. Turned up tonight. Celebrate the light. Shine on me bright. Oh, let's get turned up tonight. Turn up, turn up, turn up tonight.
Everyone's when their very best, showing off the way they move and groove, enjoying themselves.